God to know what I'm thinking. Hey, folks, you know what God wants you to do? Level with him. Tell him the truth. Now, I'm not saying just throw up all over him and get it off your chest session. I'm saying this. Pour out your heart to him and say, hey, God, where were you? And pour it out. God's not threatened by honest answers, by honest questions. But here's the bottom line. You're going to have to focus on the who and not the why, because God doesn't have to answer your whys. And there's a time in your life you're going to have to say, I don't understand. I don't understand. And I can't put it all together, but I know that God never changes. I know that God is immutable. I know he's always holy, always just, always kind, always loving. And I'm going to trust in that. I'm going to trust in God. I'm not going to trust in myself, in my questions that I have. It's amazing. You remember the book of Job. The end of the book of Job, Job kept asking why. God said this, Job, is it okay that if I don't answer your why questions, but I'll answer your whys with who? I am God. Is that okay with you? I'm going to show you the rest of that video of how I dealt with the situation that I was dealing with that one young lady.
Right after it happened, I wondered, would I ever heal? Will the hurt ever go away? Would I ever understand why? I had the million why questions. Got to tell you, after 25 years, God's never answered the question why. Why did Karen commit suicide? But I learned one thing, that God answers the why questions with who? I'm God. Is that okay, Rick? Would you trust me? I remember one of the first times I was able to share my tragic experience in public. And afterwards, a young lady came up to me with her fiancé. And tears in her eyes, she said, "Do you understand? Can you please talk to my fiancé? I didn't think anyone understood. I don't think anyone went through what I went through." And I began to realize a small slice why God let me do that, because I was able to give hope. I was able to give understanding. I was able to share. And I was also understanding that it wasn't just me who went through this. There's thousands of us around the world that have experienced the same thing, and yet if we don't talk about it, we don't know. And it's been exciting to know that God never promised to take away the pain and the crying and the hurt this side of heaven, but there is hope. Hey, by the way, I met a beautiful young lady, fell in love, and she goes beyond all that I can imagine. She blows away all my expectations. Man, do I thank God for her.
Immutability. It's impossible for God to change. But for you and I, it's impossible for us not to change. We are changing all the time, whether we like it or not. People around us are changing as well, changing their minds, changing their attitudes, their perspectives. I share with you a very deep story of mine about Karen. I had no clue that was going to happen in my life, and it changed me radically. And yet it was great to know that even though all this change is going on, that I can go to a God who doesn't keep office hours, who never gets moody, who's always there for me. Hey, I'd like for you to talk this out with somebody. It'd be great for you to share this with a friend, or right now with a leader, if you could, or get us online, wherewasgod.wool.org, and share your thoughts there. Ask us questions. Don't leave this session without letting God really work in your life in a real way.